Hi, I'm Andres, a Power Platform developer and consultant based in Spain. In this video, I want to show you a pattern I like to use when implementing complex approval workflows with Microsoft Power Platform. I hope you like it and it's useful for you. So if you manage complex approval workflows or you are a Power Platform developer, you may have encountered challenges like, for instance, the process evolves very quickly and the way it's built, you face having to change the implementation every time. That means you have to change the flows, the app, instead of having a configuration page where you configure sort of the steps of the approval workflow. Or for instance, you want this kind of the concept of an approval template. So you have different approval templates. Each template has different steps, and you want the users who own the process instead of IT to change the steps. So who has to approve and in which order, right? And you want an easy way to report also what's happening with the approval workflow, right? So what are the pending approvals? What are the status? Who needs to approve this particular step? Where are we having blockers, etc. Now, jumping back to the scenario, we have different personas here. So we have, on the one hand, the business owner, the business process owner, and this is the person or team that's going to manage these templates, these approval templates. So remember, we have an approval template, and an approval template is going to have different approval steps inside of it. And for each of these steps, we're going to assign who is the approver. Okay, this is going to be the second persona, the approver, the person who is going to approve using the approvals connector, which is these cards that appear both in Teams or in Outlook. And the third persona is obviously the requester, the person who is submitting the request that needs approving. And this person is just going to jump to the application. We'll see in a moment. Select the approval template, fill a couple of parameters, and just send it to approve, and that's it. So let's now jump to the application and see what's what. I have chosen a model-driven application to showcase this scenario, and I am a system administrator in this environment, so I can see everything. But now I'm going to act as the requester of the approval. So let's see the steps I perform. So I'm creating a new request, and I'm going to put a Scrum Master course, okay, that I need approving, and the approval type is going to be, of course, training course. Now, what's going to happen is that here where you see approval tracking, these are the different approval steps that are associated with these training courses approval type or approval template. And a Power Automate flow in the background has created these steps because we have selected the training courses approval type. Now, in a moment, it will update the status of this approval with update to pending response. Here we go, exactly. And that means that another Power Automate flow in the background has already sent the approval to the approver of this task. And if we jump to Microsoft Teams, here we go. We see the approval card, approve, reject, comment. You know the drill. But the interesting part, I hope, of the video is going to be how the approval templates work, how they are configured. So let's see the data model behind all this setup. This over here is the entity diagram, and here we see all the tables, entities that play part in display. And I like to separate master data, which is configuration data, from the operational data, which is you see, the request from the users. So let's see in the application how what relates to what. Now let's see the master approvers table first. We just simply have here who are the approvers, basically. We can see the different columns, but it's a very basic configuration table. But let's jump now to the approval templates table, which is, let's say, the central piece in this master data configuration entity diagram, which configures the approval workflow that the user selects when submitting a new request. So let's see one from the inside, and here we see the different approver steps that are inside this approval template. And here, basically, we configure who needs to approve and what's the order. That's what an approval step is. Let's jump into an existing one, the last one. We see here basically who the approver is and the approve order. And if we were to create a new one, we can leverage here the quick create form for convenience. And yeah, we just need to select the order, the approver type, and who is going to be the approver. And last piece of the puzzle for the business owner of this approval process is this dashboard. This is a very basic dashboard, but we could leverage Power BI even. We can download Excel files with a summary of what's happened, the different steps. You know, imagination is the limit here, right? And this is the end of the video for today. So to sum up, I try to share with you how I usually set up things when I have a complex approval workflow in front of me. And once we set up correctly the data model, the master data, and configure all things, then it's very easy to fulfill, to implement the nuances of an approval process like the one we see in the screen, where the requester is going to just submit a new request, and then Power Automate is going to leverage all these master data to configure the different steps, the approval steps. And then the requester is just going to preoccupy to say approve or reject to the cards that appear on Microsoft Teams or on Outlook. There you go. I hope this video will help you with your next approval workflow. And please, if you have better ideas or you'd like to see something from this video in more detail, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Muchas gracias.